All right, welcome to the stream. It's E2 Blue, and I got my special guest Skyping in, Rams Talk. What's going on, Trent?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. No problem. So we square off in the LA Coliseum on Saturday. What are your thoughts about the game?
Oh, I got lots of thoughts, but I just want to say first of all, like Cowboy fans have been really constructive and hospitable thus far, and I have to say I'm really surprised about that. But I mean, I think this is going to be like a really good matchup, like strengths versus weaknesses for both teams.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of momentum's with Dallas right now because they played last week and people are feeling good about that. So, and I think they're kind of sleeping on the Rams a little bit, to be honest with you. So it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, it is. So we got Rodney here. What's going on? JR214. What's going on, bro? Fresco Speaks. How you doing? Matthew Heron, Robert Owens, Garrett, Dallas Diehard. What's going on, y'all? Yes, Zeke eat. So I'm here with Rams Talk. So we're doing got a little treat for you guys. Got, behind enemy lines. Got the Rams fan in tonight. So we're going to talk about the game. So, it's been talk all week about the talking heads, all talking about, your defensive front, your weaknesses in your secondary, but your defensive front being the most dominant thing, and basically talking about your team being 32nd in the league in rush defense. Now, what is your thoughts on your defense as a whole right now?
Well, it's like we got a lot of names, and really our defense up front has been all Aaron Donald. And Ndamukong Suh has been underwhelming this year. Michael Brockers, he was one of our first round picks when we made that trade with Dallas when you guys got Mo Claiborne.
Yeah.
We traded back and got Michael Brockers in that draft, and he's had probably his worst year. And it kind of sucks because the year that Aaron Donald's having, he's really getting no support on the line. So it's really all Aaron Donald. Our linebackers are another weakness for us. They are great in coverage, but they're not great at stopping the run. And our secondary actually, I think, is pretty good. Now that Talib is healthy, and he's a stabilizer. And Peters started off the season really shaky, but since Talib has come back, and I think they switched some things with Peters to put him more in like a zone coverage as a cornerback.
Yeah.
He's played a lot better. And just something that I don't know if the Cowboy fans know, but one of our safeties is franchise tagged on Marcus Joyner, so he's really good. And our other safety was a rookie last year, John Johnson. He leads the team in interceptions, and he's our best safety. He's actually playing better than the guy who's franchise tagged. And then our slot corner guy, Nikel Roby-Coleman, is actually our best cornerback, and he covers the slot. He'd be covering Beasley, and I just love him because he plays the nickel back, and his name is essentially Nickel. So, but Aaron Donald is just straight up beast mode. He makes everyone look good. But against the run, it's going to be I don't think they're stopping the run. So,
I will say
it's going to be on Dak.
Fresco Speaks comes and says, Suh paves the way for Aaron Donald. Oh, yeah. What's going on, Raymond and Nate? What do you think about that?
Well, Suh does take a lot of blocks on. So he's definitely like taking blockers, but he hasn't been tackling hills and or sacks. I guess like the sexy stats.
Yeah.
But there was talk at the trade deadline. A report came out that the Rams were very disappointed in Suh's performance, and they were looking actually for more help on the line instead of outside linebacker when they got down to Dante Fowler.
Is he playing at 3 technique for you guys?
Yeah.
So, I tell a lot of people all the time, that's not a sexy position. The defensive ends are the ones that rush. What's going on, Armando? The defensive ends are the ones that are rushing the passer. The defensive tackles, those 3 techs, those guys on the inside, they're space eaters. I like to call them the lunch pail guys. Those are the guys that come to work.
Yeah.
They come in, they eat up all the blocks that come in, and they basically let the outside guys do their thing. Now, if you look at the Cowboys line, the pickup that we got with Antoine Woods, we Nate Newton calls him the human log, and that's for a reason. This guy, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Seattle game where he basically snatched that ball out the air for an interception, and it was, I mean, just the fact that you can do things like that defensive tackle position is ridiculous. Now, Aaron Donald, I know that I can speak for all Cowboy fans when I say that. It is a lot of respect over here for that kid, Aaron Donald. I mean, he's a short guy, but I'm telling you, he just uses power to bull rush people, and he's just that guy that just gets to have 20x at that position is damn near impossible. But he's out there doing it, and I got to give him a lot of respect for that. What's going on, Victor? What's going on, Gary?
Yeah, and when I think about the Dallas defense, it wasn't just like 2 years ago where Sean Lee was like your best guy, and if he was injured, like your defense like totally went downhill. And then all of a sudden, with all the draft picks that Jerry's had and moving, is it Byron Jones?
First of all, they should have had Byron Jones at cornerback the whole time. I don't know why they even put him at safety. I said when he got drafted, when he was at UConn, he was a corner. I don't know why they come in here and they're trying to switch positions like that. I'm a firm believer of this. If your player tells you, hey, I'm comfortable at this position, allow them to play that position. And if you don't feel like they can do it, then you can move them different places. But let them go to the place where they need to be. And like I said, if they would have had him at corner, they would have seen these results before. But another big thing for our defense is the addition of Chris Richard. The old defensive coordinator from Seattle. Having him on this team was a real big difference. I mean, he's helping Marinelli out. Marinelli could concentrate on his D-line, and he's taking care of the back end, and he's getting those guys in shape and getting those guys together. And he's in their face, and that's the type of coach that we need on this team because on the offensive side, everybody knows we have conservative coaches. So Fresco says,
I mean, you have Linehan, who used to be our head coach like 4 coaches ago. So I'm very familiar with Linehan.
Right,
but
you're right.
I remember when Randy Gregory was like a top prospect in the draft. And I know has he been like kind of off and on for the Cowboys?
He's been off and on, but since Gregory's been back from his suspension, okay. So Gregory, in my opinion, is like how I don't know if you remember the Big Cat, Leon Lett.
Yeah,
he is now on the defensive line as a coach. He's an assistant coach on the team now. I feel like Randy Gregory is him 2.0. He made bonehead mistakes, but he also made, and those plays that he made were huge in the game, sacks at the right time and batting the ball down when he needed to and things like that. What's going on, Cowboys X Factor? And I feel like as the games progress, Randy Gregory is that guy. He's that guy that's going to frustrate you, but he's also going to make a play. You're like, you know what? He's not that bad. I can deal with the BS as long as he's making those plays on the back end.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I mean, you guys got a lot of Vince, you hit the jackpot with Van Der Esch. Jalen Smith was just a great lottery ticket to buy. Gregory. I mean, you got a lot of blue chip dudes on your defense now.
Everybody criticized the Cowboys. Victor, I'm gonna go over Mark's house and watch the game. Yeah, Gregory has been a monster. You're right, Jordan. This is basically a rookie year for him. Yeah. So Jordan K says this is basically he says it's basically like a rookie year for Gregory. I say sophomore year, in my opinion, because it's more like he's been there. He knows the plays, but it's just like now he's finally showing his talent. Forgot what I was gonna say. So Leighton Vander Esch. So with him, you look at drafting him in the first round, like we were at the draft. So, and a lot of our Cowboy fans and everything, they've seen us. We videotaped the whole time we were there. I mean, it was epic. Nobody wanted Leighton Vander Esch at the time. Now, me personally, I didn't want him because I didn't think he was good enough. I saw other players at that point that I wanted over him. Some people wanted Roquan Smith. Some people wanted a quarterback. Some people wanted Calvin Ridley. It was so many different people. Vita Vea. Aaron Hernandez. You know, you look at the different. It was so many guys that we needed at that time at that position. But you know, I looked at Leighton Vander Esch as a guy coming out of college. Like, he's a great sideline to sideline guy. He's not a guy like if you put him in a defense with a terrible defensive front, he's not going to be good, because if he has to take on any blocks with offensive linemen, he's going to get washed out of the play every time. Now, because our defensive line is so stout right now, and with Antoine Woods there and D-Law doing this thing, these linebackers are able just to sit back, play sideline to sideline, and just concentrate on stay in their lanes and make the tackle. In my opinion, long as we keep that line, he's gonna have a great career.
Yeah, you know what stands out to me when I watch him is like how big that dude is. Like he reminds me of like Brian Bosworth.
Yeah,
like just being like he looks like a grown man. I don't know if that's like that neck pad that sticks out too, you know, but he just looks like when he gets his hands on you. Yeah, he looks old school. It looks like when he gets his hands on you, you're done.
Yeah. And
like Jalen Smith looks like the athletic guy who can really, you know, go everywhere.
They criticized Jerry so hard for drafting him that year because of his knee injury. You know, everybody looked at him and was like, you know, he's never going to be the same guy again. Why are you having this guy? He's not going to play. That knee, that nerve damage is not going to come back from that drop foot. You know, why are you getting this guy? But, you know, the doctors that the Cowboys had on the Cowboys staff was the one that did the surgery. So this particular doctor said, hey, I know he has I think that it's worth getting. So, you know, they actually listened to the doctor, and look at him now. And he's bringing it.
Yeah, your D is set up, man. D is set up. And it's going to be go ahead.
I've heard talking heads say that, oh, the Cowboys are not ready to win a Super Bowl. You look at it like this. Amari Cooper said it himself. This is his first time even going to the playoffs since he's been in the league. You never know when you're coming back to the playoffs. You never know. So you have to take advantage of your opportunities. I don't like when people say, oh, they're not ready to go to the Super Bowl. First of all, this is a young team. And even though most of them, you know, have never been there before, you look at it like this team is hungry right now, and they're ready to go. And you look at the Rams with your team, with Jared Goff. He's a young guy as well. People forget that. You know, with the emergence of McVay, everybody thought that Goff was going to be a bust at first. Now look at it. You know, I tell people all the time, if you think that coaching doesn't make a difference, then you need to get out of here because that is crucial.
You know, you bring up two good points. And one thing about, like, with all the coaching hires going on right now and everyone looking for the next McVay, I think what people forget about Sean McVay is he's a brilliant offensive mind. And there are a bunch of guys who are brilliant. McVay is different is how he connects with players. You remember when they signed all these guys in the offseason, Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, and Ndamukong Suh, and everyone's like, oh, all these personalities. Sean McVay is only 32. But everyone bought in the first time they ever met Sean McVay. Like, he has the charisma, the passion, and he really connects with the players. And I think that is what sets him apart from all these other young Sean McVay type coaches.
Yeah.
And then the other thing about, like, the difference between Jared Goff before McVay and after McVay, and this kind of goes to the offensive line, is, yeah, Jeff Fisher, not a great coach. But the Rams had arguably the worst left tackle in football, Greg Robinson. He was drafted number 2 overall in the draft. You guys got Zach Martin.
Yeah.
And the Rams got Aaron Donald.
Oh, don't tell me about Zach Martin. They criticized that one, too.
You know, when there was the ESPN reporter for the Rams at the time, Nick Wagner, he wanted the Rams to take Zach Martin. And he felt Zach Martin was the best offensive lineman. But the Rams basically let go of Greg Robinson in Jared Goff's second year, the first year with McVay. They let him go, and he led the league in penalties and holding and false starts.
Yeah. And
he was just in sacks, and they got Andrew Whitworth from the Bengals. And so, like, that upgrade from, like, the worst left tackle to one of the best left tackles was a major reason why Jared Goff had such a good second year. And I think, you know, people never think of, oh, the left tackle or an offensive lineman when they look at the success of a team. But the Cowboys know with your offensive line, that's what made you guys go the last couple of years.
You have to
and the Rams have a similarly good offensive line. That's why Todd Gurley and Jared Goff can do what they do.
You got to protect your quarterback, period. And look at the Giants. They got a great running back, but that offensive line needs to work. JR214 says he was talking about Talib and Peters. So I know you probably don't watch Cowboys news a lot, but they did an interview with Amari Cooper, and he was talking about Talib and Peters because he was in the same division as them when they were respectively with the Chiefs and Denver.
They even played the Raiders the first game of the year with Amari Cooper.
Right. And they all know each other. They all know each other. They know what Amari can do. He knows what they can do. And when you hear them talk about it, they're never going to say, "Oh, well, he's beat me." They're not going to say that. These young guys are confident, but they know what Amari Cooper can do. And I know they were probably pissed when he came to the Cowboys.
Yeah. So the Rams played there. Aqib and Peters always on the same side. So if you're on defense, Peters is always on the right, and Talib is always on the left. Do the Cowboys move Cooper around the field? Like, is he always on the right or the left?
It really depends on what they're doing with him. They've really only played him. He actually switches to the left or right side, especially with the injuries we've been having with other receivers, and with Allen Hurns out now. I think that this game they're gonna move him around some, and depending on what Cole Beasley injury ends up being, they might actually put him in the slot sometimes too. So
that's
the thing about
Amari Cooper,
he can play all three. He can play the X, he can play the Z, he can play the Y, and the slot. Like, he can play all the positions. So
yeah, it's going to be a team effort for the Rams secondary to keep Cooper in check wherever he lines up. I think losing if you don't have Beasley, or if he's like 70% or 60%, that's actually, in my opinion, very critical for the Cowboys. Because if you have to rely on Tavon Austin, that's trouble.
What's up with you two? I was looking forward to the collab. Benjamin Ford said he was looking forward to the collab. Cowboys Nation represent. Appreciate it. Kyle Lowry says, what about Michael Gallup? So Michael Gallup, he's been great this year as a rookie, and his rapport with Dak Prescott has been very superb. And that back shoulder fade for that touchdown was huge. That was a grown man.
That's a great ball.
That was a grown man play right there. And everybody talks about Dak Prescott, whether he I talk about on my channel all the time. I don't know if you went back and looked at my older videos, but I always said Dak Prescott, he's a young guy, he's still learning, just like Jared Goff. I mean, I look at him, they've been drafted in two totally different places. Jared Goff was is a different type of quarterback than Dak. So to me, there's really no comparison there. But again, Dak wasn't supposed to start. Dak got thrown into the fire. He didn't get a chance to sit behind anybody, and this is what you got. You got a guy that's that has a lot of heart. And one thing that I love about Dak is his leadership ability. The fact that he's going to go out there, he's clutch. He's not going to give up no matter what. He doesn't blame everybody else. He puts it all on himself, whether he thinks he deserves it or not. And that's one thing that I have to give him so much credit for. But next year, you look at the receivers that we have, Gallup is going to be a player going forward.
Yeah. And, Goff is good because Goff has Woods and Cooks and Cooper Kupp when he's healthy. So, if you give Dak, Amari Cooper and two other guys that are stud receivers, odds are he's going to – when the Cowboys started the season with Gallup and Hurns, it was kind of like, oh, that's asking a lot of Dak Prescott to do. I don't know what you want to do. And the thing that I think sets Dak apart really is his ability to use his legs and not just do the Russell Wilson scramble magic on third and long. When you see him drop back and there's a huge space and he takes off and he gets the first down. But it's also he has 6 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
So in the red zone, he's defenses have to account for
him,
Dak
Zeke
Prescott running the ball.
Yeah, Him, Zeke, and don't forget the back shoulder fade. Now we haven't been great in the red zone lately, but again, this is playoffs, and I heard a report basically saying that fans don't like Scott Linehan over here, and all season he's been calling garbage plays, and it just looks like the offense has been stagnant all season. But it seems like all of a sudden he's been picking up. It's like he just opened up a new page of the playbook. It's like the Cheesecake Factory menu. He was like, "Oh, here's the other side that we didn't look at." My whole thing is this: if this is what you were waiting for to end the season, what kind of coach does stuff like that? And I'm like, to me, if that's true, he's got to go whether we beat you guys this week or not. Because
I
don't feel
couldn't
that.
like. As a coordinator for the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were not good. Then he became the head coach of the Rams, and the Rams were not good. And then when I saw he's been the head coach or assistant offensive coordinator for the Cowboys for a couple of years at least, I was just like, there's no one else. There's no one else out there.
Yeah. We're trying at this point. We're trying to get a college coach to come in here, and I look at it like this: Dak needs a coordinator going forward that is great with young mobile quarterbacks that rely on shotgun and RPOs and screens. But Linehan is a great coach for a veteran quarterback, in my opinion. He needs to be a coach of a guy that, like Tony Romo, or what he had with Matt Stafford. You know what I mean? Even the Lions fans didn't want him. They laughed us out when they found out that he came over here.
Yeah. No, that's true. It's the carousel of retread coaches.
But my whole thing is this: you have a young quarterback. Don't handcuff him. Allow him to be him. If you notice, I don't know how much you watch Cowboy games, but when Dak plays, and because they show his highlights all the time. When he is, you can tell when it's a play where it's like, okay, I don't have an option here. I have to go straight here. He's not going through his progressions. He's not looking at his reads. He's hitting a guy and sometimes the pass is just not there. It'll get intercepted. The ball will pop up or it'll go out of bounds or whatever the case may be, because he is just focused on the play that the coach called, not being able to audible and do him. Now, when you give Dak a couple of options, a couple of plays, and he said it himself, he gets comfortable. He's able to sit back, take his time, and look where he needs to go, because he rushes too much when he doesn't have those options.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I think it also helps if you have some more playmakers. If you have Cooper and another guy that can do it. Goff has really struggled ever since the bye week, and I think part of it was just the emotional high of the Monday night game.
Yeah.
And then they had a bye, and also I think what people don't realize is the Rams practice facility, and where most of them live, was where they had the wildfires and where they had the shooting at the bar, just a mile or two away. And those guys hadn't even been home in 10 days to see their families. And so after that emotional win over the Chiefs, I think there was a huge letdown for them. And also the Lions had a really good game plan about guarding the play action. And I think the play action is going to be critical in this game. And then for Goff, and also losing Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is in real life his best friend, but also until 2 weeks to go in the season, Cooper Kupp still had the team lead for receiving touchdowns, and he only played in 6.5 games. So not having Cooper Kupp has been a big deal. His replacement, Josh Reynolds, was a 4th rounder last year, and he out of Texas Tech, and he has 5 touchdowns this year after filling in for Kupp. He's a tall guy, a red zone guy. So I keep an eye on Reynolds, and then what was I going to say? But yeah, Goff, if you can hold him to the play regulate the play action, I think that's really going to hurt him. And the last thing I'll say about that is what Dallas has not seen and what no one has seen yet is what will the Rams do with C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley? Because the last 2 weeks of the season, C.J. Anderson ran for almost 300 yards. And now you have him and Todd Gurley, and I could see them both being on the field at the same time, and the Rams running jet motion with Gurley. CJ being in the backfield. And so it'll be interesting to see if they do that, and if they do that, how the Dallas defense responds to like still having to like play CJ or Gurley, because CJ is like a bowling ball kind of, you know.
Yeah,
he can just
is.
like he can
He
power
is.
through. So you got to be ready for that, or you got to be ready for Gurley taking the ball. So the CJ Anderson, Todd Gurley thing is going to be very interesting to see how that goes.
Hey, is that the real Vosh Lombardi? If it is, Doski Woski, brother. I'm talking to Rams Talk. It's a Rams YouTuber behind enemy lines, talking to the enemy. But he's a real cool dude. Check his channel out. He's a real cool guy. So Fresco Speaks says missing Kupp is like Dak with no Amari. And I said that before. Like, you know, Cooper Kupp, you could see how the offense changed around Jared Goff when Cooper Kupp got injured, because Cooper Kupp is the man, and like everybody was trying to get him in fantasy. I got a lot of respect for Cooper Kupp. He is the real deal for you guys.
When he went down, the Rams vintage conversion dropped dramatically. And I want to say last year, his rookie year, he was like 3rd or 4th or 5th in all the NFL in red zone targets. So like that was a big loss.
Yeah, but you know, injuries are inevitable. You know, we got Alan Hearns. That was, oh my goodness. I after that play, I just like you know, and they wanted to show the replay and the pictures and stuff. I don't want to see that. Like that.
No,
I mean,
you're a stick if you want to see that.
You're talking about some pain, dude. You know, but I'm glad that he's good. He's healing up, and hopefully he'll be back by training camp. One thing that irritates me about the Cowboys is that, you know, we have a lot of offensive weapons. We have a lot of guys. We just don't use them like we should. You know, there's no reason why you have guys that fit the bill, but it seems like the coaching staff, for whatever reason, they don't trust them. Now, I don't know if you guys have that on your end too as well with players, but it just seems like we just keep doing the same thing over and over again in certain games. And it's like, then you get a game where it's like, oh, where did that come from? You know, we're always surprised as a fan base, because we just see the same BS over and over again, and then all of a sudden you got a game where it's like everything is just the clouds in the skies. The football guys are smiling on the Cowboys, and it's like, okay, now we're going to do something.
Yeah, that's how we felt with Tavon. Like, I always felt like the Rams had a Ferrari and they drove it like Honda Civic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you got the fastest guy on the field and you're throwing like 3-yard pass to him. You know, like I would just have Tavon. Like, I know he doesn't have great route running. He doesn't have like the best hands, but I would just send him deep. I'd just be like, hey, burn it. And let's air it out to you and see what you can do. Because you guys like won a game like early in the season when you caught a bomb, right?
It was a Giants game.
Yeah.
First drive of the game, threw a deep pass. It was like a 20-yard pass, and then the rest of it was yards after catch it. He was to the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you're like, why don't we
do it again?
Try that more.
Do it again. You know,
exactly.
Let's have a little bit of creativity here. I'm not asking you to go out and do flea flickers all day. Just be a little bit creative. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can't be conservative in football. I'm sorry. You know, and it's
like Tavon doesn't play like that.
No, David Irving.
They never tried it.
David Irving, he's done. He's not. We're probably not going to see him again. No, I was just responding.
What about the loss of or the potential loss of Jarwin? I know he's injured right now.
So he has somewhat of a high ankle sprain. They're calling him a game time decision. So we'll see what happens with that. I think that, look, this is playoffs. These players want to play. But again, it's all on Britt Brown, which is our head trainer. It's up to him whether, you know, Jarwin plays or not. Him and Cole Beasley are both going to be game time decisions. So, you know, that's going to be a crazy loss. But again, they have to trust what we have. We have Rico Gathers. I think Rico catches in the season.
Yeah, I kind of have a weird feeling.
But I think Beasley will play, though.
Between Beasley or Jarwin or like some guy or even Gallup, like not the America household name guy for Dallas.
Yeah.
Is going to do something big. I just kind of have, or even Tavon. I would see like the ghost of Tavon coming back and haunting the Rams, whether it's like on a punt return or a kickoff return or something.
You know they got something worked out for him. You already know that.
Oh man, I'm actually dreading what Tavon's going to do, because Rams fans actually have a lot of love for Tavon, because even though it didn't work out with him, he gave it his all. Like, he was always like feisty, being the little guy on the field. So like that Chihuahua that's always yapping.
Yeah, you know, that's Tavon. That's Tavon.
Yeah.
He's actually from Baltimore, Maryland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like where his old hood is literally like 30 minutes from where I live now.
Look at that.
Time for Rico to give it all. Now, not sure he wants it though. No, Rico wants it. But the coaching staff won't let him. That's what it is. They don't trust him. Now, they've been using Rico as blocking. You know, they're like, look, act like you're on the basketball court and you're boxing out. That's basically what they have him doing. He's playing that H. Well, all they got to do is line him up on that H, right there next to the offensive lineman, block, and just go out in the flat and catch an open ball. I mean, you got to give your players confidence. Look at Blake Jarwin. Blake Jarwin, after he had a monster game with the Giants, all of a sudden his confidence level is up. The way these young players are, if they don't get a chance to do anything, they're not going to have confidence. You're not going to be confident, especially at the NFL level. You're not going to be confident if you're not able to do anything. And
that's 100% what Josh Reynolds, the receiver who fills in for Cooper Kupp, they're talking about how his confidence is sky high. Last game against the Niners, 2 touchdowns. Last year he had a touchdown against the Saints, so he's getting reps and he's feeling good. And so that's a guy, like, I think he's going to be lined up maybe against, who's your other cornerback? I don't want to butcher his name. Chidobe
Awuzie.
Yeah.
Or Chidobe Awuzie.
Chidobe. Him and Reynolds is going to be an interesting matchup if they end up lining up against each other. But something that just popped in my mind I want to go back to with Aaron Donald is when you watch like the Bears highlights, he didn't have a sack, and he is, because the Bears were always double teaming him with 2 offensive linemen and with the running back, so he was like really getting triple teamed. How is Zeke in like pass blocking?
Hold that thought. Thanks, Junebug, for the super chat. And Dak, we back. You said how is he's a triple threat. He's basically our Todd Gurley. He does it all. He's great. He's great at pass protection. Now he can catch the ball out the backfield. He can run the ball. I mean, Zeke does it all. That's why he's the bell cow, and that's why a lot of the backups don't ever play. Only time they come in is when he's like, all right, I'm tired. Let me sit down for a play or 2 and come back in. But outside of that, it's all Zeke all the time. What's going on TGK TV?
Nice.
Chidobe gets his head around Pick City. Yeah. So Fresco Speaks says that if Awuzie would actually turn his head when the ball comes, he would actually be able to pick the ball off more. And I completely agree with that. A lot of these guys, what they do is they don't turn their head because they don't want to get a PI. So what they do is they're trying to they look at the receiver's eyes. They look at what the receiver is doing. So when the receiver does something, that's when they attack. They're not seeing the ball. They're just trying to get their hand up to try to, Leroy Clark says, I watched this guy yesterday and thought everything he said was pretty well thought out, even though he called Byron Jones Byron Smith, LOL. Talking about you.
Oh, Byron Smith is good too. You guys don't know about Byron Smith? He's good. I guess I was combining Jalen Smith and Byron Jones.
I mean, it happens. I mean, I mean, the fact that you actually know players on the Cowboys by name is to me is, I give you that. Now if you were a fan making those mistakes, and I'd be like, okay, all right. We got to fix this, sir.
Yeah.
I just seen you on Mark Holmes. I never knew about you, but glad you're a Cowboy fan. You just knowing about me, Junebug? I'm hurt. I've been around, sir. But I appreciate it though. And Dak, we trust. You talking about TGK? You're not talking about me. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Let me get out y'all conversation. Let's see what we got here. Jalen Smith, Byron Jones, hybrid would be judicious. Now, if you look at our defense right now, it's homegrown. We don't have a lot of guys that come from another team. You look at even Antoine Woods. Now, we got him from the Titans when the Titans cut him. But again, that's the only cast off. Everybody's pretty much homegrown. And you look at what we have right here.
Salary cap wise.
And we got $80 million coming off that cap in this offseason. We should be good. Now, you know, people always talk about like Goff and pressure. Now, our coach Jason Garrett says that he likes Jared Goff in the instance that like he steps up in the pocket even when he has pressure and takes that hit. Now, he hasn't been doing well with that lately, but I remember when he was in college and when he first got into the league, he was good at that. I don't know if your offensive line has changed since then, but maybe you can speak on that.
Well, yeah, so I think what really happened was after the bye, after Kansas City, and Kansas City has a pretty good rush, like front four, but they played the Bears. I think their Bears were their second game back, but they played the Lions with Snacks Harrison, and then they played the Bears with Akeem Hicks, and then they played the Eagles with Fletcher Cox. And the weak link in the Rams' offensive line is their center. And so they were just single teaming Hicks and Cox, and they were just pushing the center straight back in the Goff. And that pressure was coming in the middle by like two all-pro guys and totally disrupting him. And then Goff had a tendency the second half of the season to make like the dumbest turnovers where like, I don't know if you saw the highlights of the Philly game, but he took the ball under center and he got the snap and the center stepped on his foot and he kind of fell over a little bit. He dropped the ball. He picked it up and he tried to like throw it with two hands from his chest, like a shot put. And
I saw that in the highlight.
Yeah. And it's just like when he does that, then that's what we, you know, what can you do? But I really feel if you want to get to Goff, you want to attack our center because our right tackle, where Tank Lawrence is one of the top 5 tackles in football. Rob Havenstein, homegrown guy. Our right guard was cut by Indy, and we picked him up, and he's a top 11 guard. Our left guard Saffold is a top 10, and our left tackle Whitworth is a top 5 tackle. So like our guards and tackles are really good, but our center just is not doing it. And that's where everyone's getting the Goff from.
One thing I noticed about your offense, too, is you guys are predicated more on throwing the deep ball. You guys don't dink and dunk. And, you know, everybody always criticizes the fact that Dak dinks and dunks. And I'm like, there's a lot of importance to dinking and dunking because when you dink and dunk in certain times, it opens it up for big plays. Because I'm a firm believer of dinking and dunking to get that chunk play, get those yards. Ezekiel Elliott makes nothing into something. Most running backs that'd be negative yardage, he'll grind it to 3. When you're getting that, because I'm always a firm believer of 3rd and 4 as opposed to 3rd and 11. You know, sometimes those dink and dunks, sometimes those short runs, those short passes help. Now, when I look at your back end, you know, i.e. Talib and Peters, what is it? 7 Pro Bowls between them? Like total
something
between
like that.
them? Yeah. I mean, you guys have experience back there, but again, Amari Cooper knows these guys. They know Amari Cooper. This is going to be an epic game, and I believe that you know there's going to be a lot of Cowboy fans out there, and you're out there in the Santa Monica area, so you're seeing these Cowboy fans out there. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy. You know, someone said this in the comments of my last video, and I thought it was pretty funny because everyone's like, "Oh, there were more Philly fans than Rams fans. There were more Packers fans. There's going to be more Cowboys fans." It seems like everyone's saying every team that comes and plays, there's more fans of that team than the Rams. I'm like, and that person was like, Cool. Well, I guess the Rams are 13-3 on the road this year.
TGK TV says, I'm flying from Dallas to LA for the game. Hella excited. Oh, yo, big ups for that, man. I really wish that I could get out there. I was telling Ram Talk here. I've never been to California before. At some point, I'm definitely trying to get out there. I want to go out there for training camp next year. I'm trying to figure that out, but we'll see.
Yeah, where the parking around the Coliseum is terrible because it's also the Coliseum is kind of in the ghetto. It's right at US.
I seen it from a sky level, like on TV, and I'm like, where the hell is the parking?
It's at USC. It's USC. It's at the campus of USC, and USC is in the ghetto. It's like there are some parking structures, but they're far away.
Wow.
So a lot of it's street parking. Either Uber there, or there's a train that goes right there, the Expo line. So if you can get near the Expo line, just ride the Expo line in, and boom, you're right there.
So I don't know if you heard that TGK TV, but he basically saying that there's not much parking around the stadium. So what you might need to do, you said the train service over there?
Yeah, the Expo line, depending on where they're staying, but the Expo line runs east and west.
Okay.
And it starts in Santa Monica on the west side and it runs all the way like 15 miles into downtown where the Coliseum is. And it drops off right there.
Okay. He says thanks for the info.
Yeah.
So what is it going to be? 4:30 your time there?
5. I think it's a 5, just a smidge after 5.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be 7:30 here. So, and like I told you off screen that it's here in the East Coast, it's supposed to snow this weekend. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Just getting cozy in there with the snow.
But I hate when it snows on a weekend because then I got to shovel and then I got to somehow get back to work on Monday. But well,
there you go.
I wish I could be there. I know that atmosphere is going to be loud. And I feel like it's not going to be a home game for anybody. It's not going to be a home game for you guys because I think that it might be damn near 50-50 out there when it comes to fan bases.
I saw one of the Rams beat reporters. He talked to all the other beat reporters to kind of gauge like what they felt the opposing fans were for all the games. And he says at best it was 40%, I think, for the Packers and the Eagles. But it was not even a 50-50 at any point. I think it's one of those things, like if you look at like something where there's like 100 like white sheep, but then you see 4 black sheep, like 4 black sheep stand out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think like you look at all the Rams fans, but if you see like some different colors kind of in a chunk, you're like, oh, there's a lot of those guys. You don't really see the other, like pay attention to the others. So when I was at the Chiefs game, there were a lot of Chiefs fans, but it was like 25% because the Coliseum holds like 90,000 people.
What are they going to do with the Coliseum when you guys get your new stadium opened up?
Still just USC football. It'll be their stadium still.
So USC uses the Coliseum. So that's right, because the Rams games are normally on Sunday. They don't play on Saturday. So I guess that's
you'll see a couple games, like if you watch highlights from previous games, you'll see like some of them still have like the USC paint under the Rams.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
How far is the new stadium from the Coliseum? I guess the land that they broke for.
It's in Inglewood, so it's right by where the Lakers used to play in Inglewood at the Forum.
Oh, okay.
It's like right there. So you fly over it.
What's going on,
to get in. So it's probably like maybe traffic. I don't know, but it's not. It's all there.
Inglewood.
It's all
Inglewood ain't up to no good.
No, it's gonna be cool, man. But dude, I got a jet. I got to put my kids down to sleep.
I appreciate you coming.
I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to your followers and just share some Rams knowledge. I really appreciate all the Cowboys information. This really helps for watching the game this Saturday.
Oh, no problem. We should do this again.
Hell yeah, man. And best of luck on Saturday. I have no ill will towards Cowboy fans. I mean, maybe like one or two, but you know.
I don't have any hate for the Rams either. I mean, you guys have a great team. I love your coach. I love the philosophy that you guys have going on. Much respect to the Rams organization.
Yeah, likewise, man. I love Jerry and really appreciate you having me on, man.
Oh, no problem, man. I just hit me up tomorrow on Twitter or whatever.
You got it. And to all your followers out there, go Rams.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
All right, peace.
All right. So, guys, that was my boy Trent, Rams Talk. You guys go check out his channel. I know he's a Rams fan, but, you know, he has a lot of knowledge about football as well. He's on the West Coast. So, those of you that are actually traveling to the game, hit him up on Twitter, Rams Talk. He'll tell you guys where to park and how to get to the game. I would probably Lyft or Uber or something like that. But, yeah. But we already know here in Cowboys Nation, we know what it is. This game has a certain air to it right now. And I feel like, you know how you just get that feeling that something's good, that something good is going to happen? I'm like Leroy Clark says, get ready for this victory on Saturday. I'm pretty confident that we can win this game. You look at from when we beat the Giants, like the air that the Cowboys are feeling right now. You look at Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has in his head right now that I'm going to lead my team to victory, and this is what I'm going to do. Ezekiel Elliott, he's thinking Super Bowl. You know, these young guys are ready to go. One thing I was going to say, it's funny because you see how Jason Witten exited the team last year. You know, he didn't believe that Dak could make it to the playoffs. He didn't believe in Jason Garrett and what he was doing going forward. So he decided to retire. And wouldn't it be crazy if the Dallas Cowboys went to the Super Bowl? It's Jason Witten going to be sitting on the sideline with that Kevin Hart face like, can I come back, coach? You know, it is what it is. What's going on? Manifest destiny. Yep, manifest destiny. Dak knows we should beat the Rams last year. We got this. Yeah. And you look at even the games that Dak has lost. Everything is a learning experience. Each time you play, each level that you get to, you know, and you've seen it, you take mental notes of it, and next time you know how to deal with that situation when you see it again. Again, like I said, Dak is still learning how to read defenses. As the years progress, he's going to be to the point where Tony Romo was when it came to reading defense. He's going to get to the point where he can audible out. I think Fresco Speaks said it when he was talking about, you know, he just needs to learn more. And I'm a firm believer that he will get it. And, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. What is Scott Linehan problem with Amari Cooper these last few games not being featured? So I don't know, Timothy. I don't know what his issue with Amari. I think it might be because Amari put him out there and said something about his play calling. But all he said was the truth, you know. You know, a lot of people say maybe you shouldn't have said nothing. And, I mean, I guess I can understand that. As a player, you're really not supposed to talk like that about your coaches. But, hell, I can't blame him because it was true. You know, at that point, he was only on the team, like, I think 3 or 4 games. And he saw it from Jump Street. Oh, you only give me 2 routes, but I'm supposed to be your number 1 receiver. And I can run great routes. And I know every position in the route tree, in the wide receiver route tree. Not only that, but Alan Hearn knows it too. They just don't give Alan Hearns the opportunity to do it. This is what I was saying about when you have players use it. You look at Alan Hearn's injury. Look at how the wide receivers came to him and basically went to his aid. They were like, they love Alan Hearns. They love what he brought to the team. We can't see that as a fan base because all we see is stats. But we don't see what goes on behind closed doors. The fact that these guys eat dinner together. They have a weekly thing they do. I think every Thursday they go out to eat together. They have a fellowship, just all the wide receivers. And even Dak said itself, Amari Cooper, since he's been here, he's opened up more. He's a little more talkative. He's taken on a leadership role. But Linehan better get that stick out his ass because I'm telling you right now, this is playoffs, and ain't nobody got time for you being butthurt because somebody said something about you. Grow up, be a man, call the plays, play your best players. Period. That's all I'm about right now. Oh, what's going on, Sam, man? Did you just come in? Where we at? Can you review the video of that going on? Let's beat it. 26. I actually got to find that one. I actually didn't see that. And losing Hearns was huge. Thanks again for the super chat, Junebug. Will you be eating too late at Mark Holmes on Saturday? See, look, I live 35 miles away from Mark, and normally, like on certain days, like I have prior engagements, I have other things going on in my life, so sometimes I get there a little late. It happens. But I was there early last game, but I might be there. I'm pretty sure I'll be there before the game this time because it's on a Saturday. Because normally on Sunday I'm at church, so if it's an early game, of course I'm gonna be late. Tavon was dropped like a third period French from the ring. So it's funny that you said it, but Tavon had a conversation with McVay before he left, and it was kind of a mutual thing. You know, they wanted him to, you know, get a second chance, go to another team and see, you know, where he could go. Yeah, he felt slighted at first, but you know, these players know that that the NFL is a business too, and you know, they want to put their best players on the field. So, thank you. We like Tavon, and you know, once he gets over all of his injuries, and this will probably be for next season, but when we go through training camp and we find a spot for these players, I think that Tavon is going to be great for us going forward. Only a grown man could take advice from another grown man. That's true. That is true. And obviously, Linehan is not a grown man because he ain't taking nobody's advice. Zeke will have better production than Gurley. Yeah, and for the most part, because Gurley is still injured. And I think that the Rams are really downplaying his leg injury. I think it's worse than what they're trying to say. And although he's been out for the last 3 games, and they had that bye week, so he had time to rest. If they play him, I'm telling you, if he gets a good hit, he's going to come out of the game. So look out for that. Seattle played dirty and tried to twist ankles. Dirty individuals prefer. I agree with that, Leroy. You look at the Allen Hearns injury. You look at Cole Beasley. They even tried to twist up Amari Cooper because Amari Cooper came up, you know, kind of, you know, a little uneasy on one of those plays too. So I agree with that. Yeah, DJ Cobb. See, yeah, he was injury prone before, but I mean, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, injuries hamper you. It's like the injury bug. Yeah, I remember that. What was it? A safety? I think it was a safety. Matt Johnson. This is a white kid that we had. Matt Johnson. I liked him, but he just kept getting hamstring injuries and different leg injuries and things like that. He never. Every time they tried to put him in a regular season game, he would get injured right before the end of training camp and preseason. He never played. And they kept him on the team for I think 3 years on the practice squad. And it was like Charles Tapper. Just the injuries just hampered their life and they just had to get rid of him. Sandman, what's going on, Sandman? We need to involve fullback Wale Tavon. And I've been talking about the fullback for the longest time. They're trying to give him these weak passes. Like, you seen what the Raiders did with Olawale. You had Olawale first, so you know what he can do. He went to the Raiders. All you got to do is turn on the tape and look what he did last season with them. And, again, the boy can run the ball as well. I think, to me, you run the ball on goal line with Olawale. To me, he's almost like a C.J. Anderson for the Rams. He's a bowling ball. He's a guy that's got power. Put him in there. And if you want to spell Zeke, that's who you put in on goal line. Honestly, if we play against the RPO and cover type, be able to put pressure from Greg and Breedlove. Yeah, because I'm telling you, and on the back end of that, you look at, I think that what they're not going to be able to stop if Dak does misdirections, screenplays, and the RPO on Dak's side, I think that we can get around that Aaron Donald rushing. There's different ways that we can do it. Now they're going to do a lot of twist stunts on us because they saw that we struggled a little bit with Seattle when it came to the twist stunts. They're going to do a lot of that. Wade Phillips knows us. He was our coach. So he knows this team. He knows Jason Garrett. He knows how he likes to coach a team. So, look when we played Denver. That was when Wade Phillips was the defensive coordinator for them. He knows this Dallas Cowboys team. That's the only thing that scares me about the Rams is the fact that Wade Phillips knows the Cowboys. Yeah. It's sheep shearing time down on the ranch, and we are getting new sweaters. You're funny as hell, master. Dak 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Okay. That's a good game right there. That's a winnable game. Even the push on Jalen is back after the play by Fluker was. Yeah, and it's about to be a fight right there. Offensive lineman didn't like that play. I was watching that. I remember that. It'll be raining in this game. Favors to us. Speak on it, Deuce. El Deuce. Yeah, Sandman. I actually was going to talk about that. Thanks for bringing that up. It's supposed to rain I think tomorrow there in California, in that southern Cal. If Brian SoCal, if you're in here, help me out on this because you're in that area, so the weather update. But that field's gonna be hella soggy, and Gurley ain't gonna be able to run on that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, them ankles gonna get twisted up. So, but the back end of that, we already have Blake Jarwin and Cole Beasley already hurt, with leg injuries and ankles and knees, and you don't want them twisting things up. So everybody was afraid because they sat them. I think that with this rest and them traveling and things like that, because they're traveling tomorrow, so they're going to have that time there in Cali. I don't know if they're going to be a USC's campus or where they're going to be practicing at, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a lot of different variables. My matchup video on Saturday morning when I do it is going to be crazy because I'm not going to have a real good variance on things because I don't know exactly who's going to be out there and who's not. But I think that, like I said, it's playoffs. They're going to try their hardest to get out there. They're going to be in Britt Brown's ear like, hey, yo, I'm good. Ankle's fine. Wrap it up, give me an IV, and let me get in that game. All Rams do is RPO all game. Shades the receiver. Just cover the same spots, man. LV on Woods. Yeah. Yes, I agree with that. Now, what you also need to do with that is you need to remember they're a deep ball team. They don't throw the ball. They don't throw a lot of short passes. It's going to be running with Gurley, and if that don't work, they're going to be throwing the ball deep. So Byron Jones is going to have to be there. Jeff Heath is going to have to be on alert. Jordan Lewis, Chidobe Awuzie. I need all of these our secondary guys to look out for that because I know they looked at that Seattle tape and they saw those yardage that Lockett got. And Lockett was wide open on some of those deep passes. No busted coverages. These secondary guys have to get out there and win, period. Cooper's shoe came off on that play. Todd Gurley not being 100% would be the difference. Yeah, I agree with that. What's going on, Stevie Mack? I see you in the house. Yes, Dak needs more rollouts, Sandman. Screen. I haven't seen us do a wheel route since Ezekiel Elliott had that 20-yard pass downfield. You do stuff like that, they are not going to see that. We're going to have to do some things that we haven't done in this game. And if it's true about what they said about Linehan and he's saving plays, well, this is the time to pull him out. You want to beat the Rams? This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to have to do because you cannot allow the defensive line to get the confidence to bull rush your offensive lineman and get to your quarterback or your receiver because we don't need any more injuries when it comes to that. All the while, they got to catch that damn ball. Yeah, I agree with that. But I feel like that play was just rushed. It was just like Linehan wanted Dak to do that play on the goal line. So he just like threw the ball to Olawale without letting the play develop. He had a little time to do that. But, I feel like when he calls plays that there's no other option and he's not comfortable with it or whatever the case may be, he rushes it sometimes. Oh, thanks again, Junebug. When we win the Super Bowl, you want to see Dak on Madden NFL cover because it's so-called curse of players. Yeah, I don't want to see him on the cover. Maybe a special edition. I don't know, but I like the fact that they had old players on there, players that are retired, like a special edition. That's what I want to see. What's going on, Maddie B? I'm sorry I missed you. I was trying to get to everybody. They were coming through. Have you heard anything about Chris Richard? So, yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Primetime. So the Dolphins are heavy, and I said this in my last video. The Dolphins are heavily trying to get Chris Richard right now. They are trying to make him the head coach. They are waiting for Dallas Cowboys to lose, and I'm pretty sure that price just went up. So if Jerry Jones best to get on that horn, he best to put some straps or something on Chris Richard and make him stay because the Dolphins are knocking and they want Chris Richard to be their head coach. And I want Chris Richard to stay here. I've seen what he's done with this team, and I'm looking at he needs to stay. I think that even Marinelli said it himself. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep him. So Marinelli might actually retire, or he might demote himself and give Chris Richard the full reins of the defense. I mean, whatever the case may be, they're gonna have to do with him like they did with Will McClay. Make up a position and just give him more money for it. D-Law says it's wartime. Yeah. Hot Boys is ready to go, y'all. All hands on deck. That's right, Chris. Colts versus Cowboys Super Bowl. Now, I've heard somebody talk about that. Do you want to see the Colts again? Yeah, we got to knock Goff around. You got to get him very uncomfortable in this game. Need that Rod Smith scene route last year. Yeah, and see, this is the thing. Rod Smith, when you get Rod Smith in the groove, he can do a lot of good things for you. But again, they're not mixing things up. Oh, that's right, Sam, man. You are a Q, aren't you? You know, but I still love you, bro. You know I do. You know I do. You know I do. You know I do. But this is Sigma week, so I just want you to, But you didn't tell me Happy Founders Day, but it's all good. I appreciate it. What's up, Chris? Cowboys versus Chiefs Super Bowl. So y'all ain't giving Patriots no chance of going this year, huh? Actually, you know what? Post game, well, not the post game, but next week I'll probably, if we win this game, I'll start talking about who can be going to the Super Bowl. But I want to get to that NFC Championship game. That's what I want to get to. Oh yeah, man. So they're gonna lay down the law, bro. Revenge game, definitely. Richard ain't going nowhere. I'll pay him and tie him up in the basement. I hear you, Leroy. Yes, Richard is a motivator. Like, he is that guy that you see him on the sideline getting in these guys' face. And then not only is he don't just yell at them, he look at when Kayvon Frazier missed that tackle. He told him, he's like, you're better than this. He encourages his guys. And they go out there and they have a big game. And I think his motivation on this defense has got these young guys flying around and doing the damn thing. And you see that we didn't have, that's what we were lacking. We were lacking the coach that was able to get in these guys' face, get in these guys' ear, and motivate them to be the best that they can be. And I can't do nothing but respect. You stupid. Only game Golf gonna play after Saturday is golf. That's funny. Yes, we gotta get these guys fired up, yeah. Thanks, Thanks, Sam, man. Appreciate it. It's been 20-something years since we got the NFC. I know. And, you know, I don't want to hear if we get to the NFC Championship game and we win that and we go to the Super Bowl, nothing else about Dak sucks. For all the haters out there, I don't want to hear none of it. Nothing. First of all, you already got to give him credit for what he's done in 3 years. I don't think any other young quarterback has ever done that coming into the league his third year. The things that he's done already, and he's up for an award for the end of this year, the Walter Payton Award. So come on now. I know you fired up. Hold back, no fear, my man. Look, Leroy, you know I'm fired up, but you know, as a YouTuber, I have to stay calm in certain situations because I still got to bring the info. I still got to, you know, provide. You know, I still got to be somewhat of, you know. But trust me, I'm happy. I'm excited. And again, this is gonna be huge if we win this game because I'm telling you right now, it's gonna show that Dak definitely has the cojones to do what he needs to do to win these games. And clutch, when you say clutch, and I ain't talking about a stick shift, I'm talking about winning games when it's time to win the game and not choking. I don't want to hear no Eagle player or fan talk about nobody choking. Choke that. I picked Colts to play us against, and yes, we will win that game. We came out very slow in the road. Yeah, that ass kicking that we got by the Colts, Maddie, was a testament to the guys. They just came in that game overconfident. That was a game that they came out there and the Hot Boys had their hard hats or whatever on, and they were. You can't come in these games cocky. You know, sometimes when you win so many games, you forget how to lose, and sometimes getting your ass kicked is good because you can refocus and be like, you know what, we can't have no games like this. And these Cowboy players know what's at stake right now, and they're ready to roll. And I believe it. I definitely believe it. My dog over here tripping. Power of 4, yes. Junebug, this is what makes us loyal fans. We love the team. Most hate and love the team hasn't been there for. And see, look, you know what? And this is what I was saying about bringing the unity with the Dallas Cowboy fans. Enough of this segregated Cowboy fan crap because I've been a Cowboy fan my whole life. And I look at it like this. If I see a Cowboy fan, yes, everybody's going to have different opinions. But when it comes to the team, we have to respect each other. You're not going to see me cursing out no other Cowboy fan. Maybe another fan of another team, but I'm not going to – I show respect. Like, I'm a type of individual that, like, you know, I'm very approachable. As those of you guys that met me before, you guys know. Like, I love to meet people. I love to talk. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I do. So, you know, with that being said, everybody has a different story. We all come from different walks of life, but our common interest is the Cowboys, and this is why we're here. This is why you guys are sitting here watching me right now this late at night, and I appreciate it. I should be going to bed because I got to go to work in the morning. But, you know, I'm sitting here talking to you guys because I'm loyal to this. In 3 years, Dak has won over 30 games. It has not had a losing season yet. Right. You're talking about 13-3, 9-7, 10-6. Come on now. Give the boy his credit. I'm sorry. Give that grown-ass man his credit. How about that? Behold a pale horse. No fear, my guy. Yeah. If Dak Prescott gets a Super Bowl win for himself and his mom, I mean, I'm pretty sure he would definitely dedicate it to Miss Peggy. Rest in paradise for her. She raised him right. She was a great motivator, and she taught him how to be a leader. And she was hard on him. And look at him now; he's a very mature young man. People still trash Dak. I don't get it. Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins won. Right. I hear you, Chase. It's because he's, you know why? Because he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And I've said this before. No matter who's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be scrutiny. Tony Romo got it. You know, Troy Aikman got it. Danny White got it. But you go farther back with Captain America and Don Meredith and them. Those guys, Roger Staubach and them. Those guys didn't get it as much because social media wasn't around back then. So they got away with a lot more things back in the day. If some of those players back then played then, oh, they would have been kicked off of teams with some of the stuff they did. Yes, Leroy, I appreciate it, man. Stevie Mack. We should be happy. Started 3-5, looked terrible. Yeah, yes, I agree with that. Now, even if we do lose, I'm not going to look at it as a bad season because Dak played his game. He stood up to the plate and he did what he can do, and that's the best. I mean, I'm still happy with that. But the problem is, what are we going to do with Linehan? That's the only issue that I have right now. Sometimes when you win so many games, you forget how to lose. Yeah, Fresco. That's the real. That's the realest I can say. I'm telling you, but it's real though. It's real. UNIT. Yeah, Sam, man. I just don't like the wishy-washy ass Cowboy fans here today and gone tomorrow. Yeah, man. And look, win, lose, or draw. I used to have a T-shirt like that, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody stole it or something. But I had a T-shirt. I had a Cowboys T-shirt back in the day that said "Win, lose, or draw, always a fan, die hard." Like you got to be with your team. Look at the Browns fans. I don't know anybody as loyal as the Browns fans. Look, they didn't win for 2 or 3 whole seasons, and they had a much better season this year. They won more games this year than they did in the last 4 or 5 years. So, but their fan base was always there. They were dormant, but they were there. And I'm passionate about my Cowboys, and I'm just a passionate person in general. I don't half-ass anything. Anything that I do it fully. And if I feel like it can't be done, or I'm not going to do it, because just like with these players, they don't want to put bad tape out there. I'm not going to put my name on something that's half-assed. That's just how I am. I really wish I could be at this game, though. I really do. Y'all funny tonight. UNITY. Rick James. Unity. Damn, remains more calm under pressure. You meant Dak than Goff does. Yeah, and see, this is the thing. Like, I love the fact that Dak is just that was his biggest compliment coming out of school. The fact that he was poised. That's all you heard in 2016 in his rookie year. Poised. Coco, back up from the table, girl. You're gonna bump my table. That was what he was. He showed that. And if I be damned, Dak Prescott has always had that. Now, do I think that he needs a better offensive coordinator? Yes. Do I think that maybe he needs a veteran quarterback in here? Not to play, but just to be there to help him mature more? Yes, I think that. Even if they only have him just for 1 year next year, I think that's going to help him tremendously. You got to do the things you got to do right as a coaching staff to make if that's the quarterback that you want, you know what you got. You know what you got in the draft. You know what his weakness is. You know what his strengths is. But his strengths outweigh the weaknesses, and his weaknesses are fixable. It's not like EJ Manuel or players like that where they have deficiencies that are just the way they are. They almost got Paxton Lynch. Where's Paxton Lynch at? He ain't even on a team right now. So the football gods were smiling on them when Dak Prescott became available. Dak, Gallup, Hearns, and the whole team wants this for something bigger than themselves. Yes. And you know, with Hearns, if we go telling you that, of course, pain go away. Of course, it's not going to make his injury go away, but he's going to feel like, you know what? I put it all out there on that field that day, and my team is in the tournament, and that's what you want. What I'm loving about these players right now, they're young, but they are working together. They listen to Jason Garrett, they give into his philosophy, and they don't quit. These players are not quitting right now, and that is huge for your team. That is huge. You can't say that about a lot of teams right now. Look at Antonio Brown. Look at Le'Veon Bell. Yo, they got so many issues going on up there in Pittsburgh. I don't want none of those type of players. I don't care how good they are. I don't need that drama on my team. Hell, I'd rather have Dez Bryant on the team than Antonio Brown. At least Dez Bryant was passionate about the team. At least he loved the Cowboys. Antonio Brown disrespected his quarterback and the organization. So, it is what it is. Right. No matter what happens, Dallas Cowboys for life. That's right. Jalen and Tank spoke about family this week. Yeah. And this group is huge. They are a family. They love each other and they hang out outside of football. They really do. Baker Mayfield is the guys for the Browns because of his competitive spirit. Yeah, and I actually like the young Baker Mayfield. He's gonna be a player. They get a nice little coach in there. They get him some more receivers and stuff like that. Oh, they're gonna be a team to be reckoned with. I'm beating on my chest and screaming, "We're ready and focused." I hear you, Leroy. Leroy is ready. Leroy is ready. I hear you. Facts. How do you think the biggest priority was obviously D-Law. That is the biggest person that you need to sign this offseason. He is the leader of the Hot Boys. I know that Taco technically came up with the name, but D-Law took it over because D-Law was like, look, bro, this is my defense, and I'm going to run it the way I want to run it. And D-Law don't hold no cut cards. He ain't afraid of nobody. And he said, I ain't going back and forth with you. Yeah, Will McClay and Garrett, that's so real. Yeah, they are real. Tavon is the X factor in this game. I think Tavon's going to have a big game because he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's playing his old team, and he's got something to prove, y'all. And I know, because I know Linehan, and as much as we talk crap about him, I know that he's got a play made up for Tavon. They just need to use it right. They got to execute it. You got to admit, Paxton Lynch never had an O-line. He could have been solid behind the Cowboys wall, do you think? No, this is the issue that I have on Paxton. It's not his playing ability. It's his work ethic. Paxton Lynch's work ethic sucks. He doesn't read his playbook. He's not focused on football. No, thank you. I'd rather have Dak. Dak is a true leader. Dak studies. Dak stays around. He's working with his wide receivers. Paxton Lynch didn't do none of that stuff. That's why they let him go. It wasn't mainly because his play on the field. It's because his work ethic sucked, and they didn't want that in the organization. And I don't want it in the Cowboys organization, period. Get out of here. Cowboys Nation just getting retooled and fixed up. Yeah, and see, we're not far. We're not far. We draft a really good tight end next year. I think we're only in a safety. I think we'll be really good. We don't have a first round pick. It's not like we need a whole lot of players. Re-sign the players that you need to re-sign. Get a couple of pieces and provide depth for next year. One thing that we didn't have in the past was depth. We didn't have adequate amount of depth. It was like starters, and then the drop off was tremendous. So the backups could not come in and do anything. But now you got backups now that used to be Pro Bowlers on the team, and or guys that are capable of getting the job done. And that's the biggest difference this week. You said we broke the live stream. And I know it's late, and that's probably why I only have 35 people in here. So, I'm not tripping about that. But I appreciate the 35, 34 people that are in here right now. You guys are the real MVPs right now. I know for sure Dallas is going to win because I just want Stephen A., Chris Carter, and others to find simple excuses. Yeah, Chris, they're gonna find excuses. Shannon Sharp as well. Shannon Sharp is a big hater of the Cowboys. Now, Skip. Now, the Cowboys can't get it done. Just buy me a smoke, brother. That's what he gonna say. You said we need running back depth. I don't know. I guess I could agree with that, but I don't think you necessarily need to draft that. I really like Rod Smith, but we don't. Ezekiel Elliott's so good, it makes the other running backs don't look as good. It's not like Rod Smith sucks. It's just that Ezekiel Elliott is way up here. When you got somebody that's way up here, it makes this person seem like they suck, but they really don't. You look at some other teams running back, like Marlon Mack, and he killed us with the Colts, but to me, he's really an average running back. Chris Carson for the Seattle, they're not world beaters. To me, they're on Rod Smith's level, in my opinion. You may not agree, but that's what they have as their starter. But they're getting it done. What I'm saying is, with running back, you can't just plug it in and it just be off. Even Ezekiel Elliott was rusty when he didn't play in the offseason and then came back and played, when they sat him. Again, you have to get in there. You got to get the reps, because the running back position is not a position where you could just jump in the game. All of a sudden, you just, you got to be fresh for that. Cowboys bring it home. Yes. Skip. Shannon Sharp will be the saltiest sardine in the damn can if we win the Super Bowl. Oh, my God. No. Fresco, if we win the Super Bowl, first of all, I'm jumping in somebody's suitcase. I'm already being Atlanta. So, I mean, the live stream is going to be lit. When I tell you that, like, I'm going to probably be doing like 20 videos that day. Like, it'll be you guys will be like, E2 is all over my internet, my timeline right now. Yes, sir. I'm going to be tweeting all types of stuff. I'm going to be all over the place with it. The matchup between Talib and Cooper, I can't wait to see this chain beef between. Look, ain't nobody wearing no chains this game. You ain't snatching none of my receivers' chains, bro. Let me tell you something. You ain't snatching nothing over here, brother. Because he going to get burnt. He gonna be chasing the receiver down. Ain't gonna be no snatching nothing. He gonna snatch his soul. How about that? Marlon Mack killed us with the run game because we respect Andrew Luck a little too much. Yeah, I agree with that. It's never us. It's always they had a bad game and no respect. Right. No respect. I'll be sitting here like in the morning time, like it'll pop up on my feed and I'll just be clicking Undisputed or whatever, listen to some of these talking heads. I'll be sitting there like, seriously? What they talk about switches so much. This is why I know they get paid to do certain things, because their opinions change so much. And I'm like, it just doesn't seem genuine. I'm a genuine brother. And when you hear me speak, this is from the heart. You know what I mean? Like, and I ain't talking about Kevin Hart. This from the heart, caught a song. But I just look at it like this. I'm passionate about my Cowboys, and I'm going to bring it all day, every day. That's just how I do. We are ready and be fired up. Yes, we are going to be ready to go come Saturday night. I just, like I said, I have a really good feeling about this game. You never go in a game being cocky, because the games that you think the Cowboys are going to win, they end up losing. Cowboys is a 7-point spread on this game, skewed toward the Rams. I don't know if that's because they're home or it's just the general hate for the Dallas Cowboys, but it's probably a little bit of both. And we're used to that at this point, you guys. So Stephen A., the only thing that will survive a nuclear blast is rats, cockroaches, Dallas Cowboy fans. I'm telling you, we everywhere. We international. We are not just America's team. We are the world's team. You look at the UK. You look at China. You look at shout out my man Abdul Muhammad in serving the country over in the Philippines. Like, you look at all the military people we have that love the Dallas Cowboys. I have salute to you guys. I have a lot of military subscribers, and you guys are the real MVPs. You guys are out here, and you guys are watching channels, and basically they don't really have TVs a lot. Sometimes they don't have access to watch regular TV. So they're on YouTube. They're watching us. They're getting information from us. So I mean, it's huge. So me doing this is awesome, because I get to see where everybody is from. I get to talk to different people. Having a YouTube channel is awesome, minus the trolls. The trolls are annoying as hell, but I could never be a troll. My life is too hectic to be a troll. I got too many pressing things in life to do than to sit here and cause problems for anybody. I'm not about to do that. Who's going to be in the slot if Beasley don't play? Also, Lenoir. They're probably gonna have both of them in there. To be honest with you, I hope they trust Lenoir because you got him playing. He's gonna have to play if you don't have him in there. Rating in fantasy football truly messed up the fabric. And I agree. I agree because the days of playing a complete game are the days of the past when it comes to the mentality of fans. You know, they look at Jared Goff. They look at what Ryan Fitzmagic was doing. You look at Pat Mahomes, and these guys are putting up all these crazy numbers. And yeah, it's great for fantasy, but you know, when you look at a team as a whole, football is what is your identity? If you're throwing the ball so much and teams know how to counteract that, you can't be one dimensional. I love that the Cowboys are a run first team and we can mix it in with the pass. That's why I think Cowboys are predicated on having a mobile quarterback because when you are a run heavy team, you have to have something else on your plate. It's like having a steak on your plate, right? And so Zeke is the main course. He's the steak. Dak is the sides. Dak is that guy that makes other things happen. He's able to switch it up, give it to a receiver, run the ball himself, and do different things. Just to put it in layman's terms. Rico needs to play. Yes. And I heard that they're gonna let Rico do something. If they actually let him do it, I'm telling you, and he started making telling you, I'm gonna be watching this game at Mark's house. I'm gonna be like this. If I see Rico catch that ball and start making plays, I'm like, why the hell didn't you do this before? Why didn't you have this guy on the field? This guy is 6'8", wingspan of forever, and throw the ball up. Throw it on the top shelf where the kids can't get it. Come on. Like, let's not be stupid here. Are you an Army veteran, Leroy? Even if we win the Super Bowl, these haters like Shannon, they're gonna. Okay, so this was gonna happen. Those haters, if we do win the Super Bowl, they're gonna be like, "Oh, congrats to Cowboys for winning the Super Bowl," but it wasn't Dak; it was all the defense. And I agree with it sometimes. It wasn't all the defense, but the defense plays a big role in this. This is why Tony Romo didn't get a Super Bowl because he didn't have a great defense. And yes, I believe the defenses win championships, but you still got to have a quarterback that's decent, somebody that can go out there at least be a bus driver. Look at Blake Bortles. A lot of the Jaguars defense did what they could, but Blake Bortles couldn't get that offense going. So, and that's why they benched him for Cody Kessler. Ooh, Jesus. How much playing time Lee gonna get? Well, if we're playing in nickel, he ain't gonna play that much. He's probably gonna get like 5, maybe 10 snaps. It depends on it really depends. This team is on a different plane than our opponent. Yeah. Well, see, this is the thing. The thing about the Cowboys is one thing about them being predictable so much earlier in the season. I feel like if they start switching things up, they're gonna be unstoppable because teams gonna be like, "Hey, that wasn't in the tape. I ain't seen none of this." You gotta bring out some new things that you don't normally do. That's the reason why when Cowboys do trick plays, 99% of the time they work because teams never do that. I was shocked as hell when we went for 2. Because I was like, I used to criticize the team all the time. So we never go for 2. We never try to win the game. We just play it safe. Well, just kick the field goal. Well, now you got a kicker that's inconsistent. So now what you going to do? But see, this is the way that, and I can't stand close games up by 2 touchdowns. The only game I think that we were up by that much is when we blew out the Jaguars, 40-7. But you look at this, Cowboys don't do that. They play close games. That's what they do. They have you. I'm telling you, Cowboy fans always in the hospital. We always get strokes, heart attacks, chest pains. It's like when you get that medicine or that the commercials that you see on TV for Cialis or whatever, and then you look at the side effects, and the side effects for the Dallas Cowboys is all of that. You're gonna be throwing up. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be kicking stuff. It is what it is. Show me my opponent. That's right, Fred. You gotta go outside. You gotta go outside. You gotta go outside. Where my dog is. You guys go outside. No? Yes? No? Okay. Probably not great, but deserves as much as anybody. Probably not great, but he deserves as much as anyone. So, Benjamin, are you talking about Dak? No, he definitely cannot be vanilla. Nope. You see Martellus Wiley on. He said he always hating on the Cowboys, and they always do. Those ex players do. Now, D'Angelo Hall, he did say some good things about Dak because he played for the Redskins. He played against Dak, so he knows what he can do, what he can't. A lot of these people that hate on him don't know anything. They just look at it from the outside, and it is what it is. So, still sorry that we didn't keep him from these LA guys for some other reason. I know. He butt hurt. That's what he is. A lot of Cowboy fans gonna be at the hospital after Rams game for all the excitement. I'm telling, it's gonna be hoarse voices and all. Like I'm pretty sure when we do the post game, it's probably gonna be me and DMV doing the post game, and I'm telling you that post game is gonna be crazy because we're gonna be in there. We ain't gonna be crazy. Yes, my man DMV. Now, I've heard some of you subscribers say that you like when me and DMV do our little talk. We are definitely planning on doing more live streams with just him and I. A lot more for post game and maybe some stuff in the off season. But that's my man, 50 grand though. Like me and him are like we on the same level when it comes to things. You know, he coaches football. You know, for the young kids and things like this. So, you know, he's always out there doing different things. So, but our schedules kind of conflict sometimes. So we just got to work that out. But we're definitely going to be doing more of it. Yeah. Shout out to DMV. I'm going to lose my voice again like I did last Saturday night. Yeah. I'm telling you, my voice is going to be gone. You stupid Stevie Mac. Yeah, they're going to be calm as hell after that one. Did you hear how D-Law saying that he wants to take Golf soul? D-Law always saying crazy stuff. So I know I didn't hear the interview when he said it, but I'm not shocked at all. I'm not. Do you trust Dak and would it change if Dallas lose? I do trust Dak because he's clutch and he's poised and he doesn't let the game is not too big for him. Remember when his first year when we was in that preseason game in LA Coliseum, he played a great game. And granted, he was throwing the ball to Dez too. But again, you get Amari Cooper out there, he's going to be good. And even if we do lose, to me, it's not going to change things about Dak because Dak played like a warrior this year. He played like how Zeke says, a grown-ass man. And that is his hashtag right now, Dak, the grown-ass man. I can only respect that. What's going on, Jeff? The last private before they set the inactives. I'll be honest with you, we're probably not going to hear about the inactives until Saturday when they do their walkthrough. So probably Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. But when I do my matchup video on Saturday, I'll update you guys, let you know. We them boys, yeah, I love Tank. He's got that dog in him. Yeah, he does. He does. And like I said, he took that Hot Boys to heart. That is his boys. That is his team. That is his defense. When golf plays against his defense, he's going to wish that he was playing golf. Yeah, he is. And he will be playing golf after this game. They're going to lose. I trust Dak to bring my unborn first child home. That's just what he does. He's clutch. Yes. And Dak, whether you like it or not, Dak is the future of this team. And, you know, I don't know what they're going to pay him, but they're going to have to give him some money. Yeah. I've seen Goff straight in the pocket. One thing that Goff does, he does like Eli Manning does. He'll throw that ball away. and you get him throwing that ball away on third and 10 or 3rd and 11, get him off that field. Time of possession is going to be huge in this game. We have to have a healthy run game, and we have to have no turnovers. Don't be lazy with the ball. Get your yardage and do the things that you need to do. Limit your mistakes. Where all YouTubers are the best. I keep trying to find a way to troll, but other teams' YouTubers suck. Yeah, they do. I respect Rams talk. I respect him. He's very knowledgeable about his team. He's knowledgeable about football. I can hold a conversation with him because it's not disrespect. You know what I mean? When I can't talk to fans of other teams, like, because they're just, oh, the Cowboys suck, Cowboys this, you Cowboy fans of this, you Cowboy fans of that. Nobody wants to hear that all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna need you. See, the uneducated people talk like that. They use the word suck. Everything sucks. When you got to be a little bit more. You got to have a little bit more education in that. Like, I don't want to hear suck. Give me a valid reason for this sucks, that sucks, and this sucks. And if you don't, you need to shut the hell up. Biggest keys to this game, in my opinion, is stopping the run, because the Rams' whole offense is based on running the ball and hitting. Yes, and I hear you, Benjamin. They're gonna use Gurley like hell, but again, that his leg ain't that injury he has is not nowhere near 100%. Like I said, I think he's downplaying that injury so he can play. But he get hit good again. He gonna be out of there. Wolf Hunter's in the house. Ow! I'm telling you. And my house better than Mark Holmes, so just fight. We're gonna win, take it to the bank. That's what I'm talking about. Only other team YouTuber I watched was Philly 500 when he was. Yeah, Philly 500. That's a funny dude. They're going to 8-9, man. That can get off. Make them pay. Go ahead and put a bunch of dudes in the box. See what happens. Deep on them all day. I was trolling Garrett too and company over Witten rumor. Do you think Escobar could be a realistic answer? Escobar got cut from the Chiefs. Is Escobar even out there? I gotta go look that up. I didn't even know that Escobar was even still a free agent. I know that the Chiefs cut him, I think, but I thought he got picked up by somebody else. I didn't know whether he was on another team or not. Plus, Gurley hasn't played in almost a month. Yeah, he rusty as hell. And you know that arthritis starts setting in when you get them injuries. Rams are going to air it out at the beginning. Yeah, they're going to air it out. They're going to go deep. They're going to test our safeties and our cornerbacks. They're definitely going to do that. I have a feeling Cheeto is going to have a lot of targets coming towards him. All of them going to have targets. Because Brandon Cooks is a good receiver, and I got a lot of respect for him. Oh, Jeff, he's a free agent. I don't think that they're even looking at Escobar, because I look at it like this. If they were even thinking about getting him, they would have done it by now. And I think that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They would have pulled that trigger. If they wanted Escobar really bad, they would have pulled that trigger when Jeff Swain broke his wrist. They ain't do that. So it's funny because they always say, "Oh, we have confidence in our guys," but then it's clear that you don't have confidence in Rico. But you got guys out here that are athletic as hell. Just because they don't, maybe are the best route runners, it doesn't matter. You ever heard of backyard ball? Run it at Buick LeSabre. Or run to the pylon. Give me a little comeback, give me a little hesitation, and go for it. Use them arms. Back shoulder fade. You don't need to know routes to do a back shoulder fade. You're right there in the red zone. Just do it. Because I've seen him get passes in the preseason. He scored before in preseason. So, I don't know. It just, Responding to Rams talk. You two keeping it real. I appreciate it, Cal. I really do, bro. I want to see Rico Gathers definitely right. Yes, we definitely do. You gotta go outside? Hold on one second. I'm gonna let my dog outside in the back. Go. Sorry, y'all. Too bad Fasano's too old now because he's still available. I liked him, but yeah, they should have never let him go in the first place because you know what, we had Witten, they could not develop any type of tight end behind that. So, and I'm not gonna say it's a good thing that Witten's gone, but now you can actually. I think that's why, because they had Witten so long. This coaching staff don't even know how to develop young tight ends. They don't even know because Jason Witten did his own thing. He didn't need to be coached. So it's like now it's like, oh, now we got to do some work. Now we got to coach these young guys. They don't know. They don't know what to do. Yeah, Montana. Yeah, definitely. Everybody do have us getting beat. They're talking about, oh, Dak can't get it done on this level. He ain't never been there. Blah blah. I don't want to hear that. But you know what? Tell them go ahead, keep hating. I want to be the underdog because I want to go in there and prove a point to people to the point where they're like, they have no choice but to respect that at the end of the day. No reason. Yeah, and I just said that we play better as underdogs. We really do. I want to also use Jordan Lewis in the game. How about you? Yeah, um, I think that this is going to be a big game for our secondary. Um, but it starts up front. D Law and them hot boys, they're going to get that pressure. So I think that it's going to be they're going to be switching up a lot of schemes in this game because the way that the Rams play, um, they're going to pull some trickery out. I already know. Or run into the mailbox. Yeah, Junebug. I like us having our backs against the wall. That's when we are at best. Benjamin, you are 100% right about that. You are 100% right. 34-27 Cowboys win. Okay. I actually think it might be. I look at it like this: you hold the Rams um, below 21 points, you're going to win this game. If you start seeing their team struggle, you already know where that game is headed. I hear you, Stevie Mack. It doesn't make sense. They got to play him more. Love Dak's attitude, just type player that would carry the world on his shoulder. Yeah, Chris, carry the world on his shoulder and not complain about it. And you know, Stephen A. Smith, man, he just get paid to say whatever. You know what I mean? It's all publicity stuff. He need to be paying the Cowboys because the Cowboys are the reason why he in business. Because all of his clickbaiting, I'm not with them. Like I don't clickbait. If I put a title up, I'm talking about what I'm putting in the title. You know, sometimes I'm supposed to name this. But again, like I'm gonna give you guys substance always. That you're gonna get that from me. But again, whatever the case may be, maybe it's in his contract to be messy. I ain't messy, and I'm not selling my soul to nobody. You too, thank you for night. God bless you in our Cowboys Nation. Time to be a parent, LOL. I feel you. I feel you. I appreciate it, Leroy. I really do. I'm actually gonna get off soon too. Maybe another 10 minutes with you guys because you guys are still commenting. So I appreciate it. I really do. Chris, you said Stephen A. Smith is a true Cowboy fan. I don't know. He's a little phony to me, but I don't know. I can't really gauge him because he'll give us credit and then he'd be like, "Oh, y'all accident waiting to happen," and I'm just like, "Dude, shut up." And he's a Q dog too, so sorry, Sandman. I I don't know. Just Stephen A. Smith just rubs me the wrong way. Like I feel like if I saw him in real life, like I don't know how I feel. I'd be like, bro, like shut. Like you want to go outside? Like Stephen A. Smith love him some Aaron Rodgers. Man, he loves anything that's controversy. He loves anything that's gonna make. He loves money. That's what he loves. He loves making that money. He loves anything that's gonna give him content to talk about stuff and rile people up. That's what he does. He stirs the pot. Yeah, screaming A. Smith. Yes, because he always screaming. One of those that would just want to punch him in the mouth. I agree, Chris. D-Law and Randy Gregory put that pressure on Goff. They will. And I'm going to tell you right now, Randy Gregory serves his purpose. He's come back from, his misfortunes, and he's playing. I'm just disappointed in David Irving. Obviously you don't care about football. You see that your team is in the playoffs right now. They have a chance to go far. They can use your services right now. And I understand that you're dealing with family stuff right now, but this is your job. This is what you get paid for. You need to be out there with the rest of your team. And I'm pretty sure they got stuff going on in the background too, dealing with family issues. But they still out here because this is their job. This is what they're supposed to do. They're out here trying to play for their team. And I don't respect somebody that is not about that. Stephen A. Smith hates the Cowboys because his ex-girlfriend's a Cowboy fan. She broke his heart. Is that true, Junebug? I don't know anything. I don't know nothing about his personal life. I don't really care either, but yeah, they grind my gears. They really do. I agree. Okay, so yes, David Irvin had an ankle injury, but the ankle injury, from what I heard from the team, is that the ankle injury has gotten better. He's able to come back and do stuff and play. It's not like, that ankle injury was so long ago. It's not like it just happened yesterday. That happened halfway through the season. Like he's able to play. He just don't want to. But again, this is a big game, y'all. What is your they were talking about on the Cowboys website about percentages of the game. What do you think? 50-50, 70-20? What do you think? I think that it might be more Cowboy fans at this game than Rams, in my opinion. But yeah, Thomas, if he was playing, oh my God, that would be crazy. Let me let this dog back in. Give me a second. Come here. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Sure. My bad, y'all. I'm back. This is gonna be a game to remember. Now, look. I look at it like this: even if somehow we don't win this game, I'm still praising Dak because I'm like, he did good. He did what he can do, and he had a great season. To go from 3-5 to win 7 out of 8 games, and make it to the playoffs. That showed true heart right there. I'm 50-50 with David Irvin. Part of me wants him to keep playing for the boys. Other part is just wasting his talent. Yeah, and I feel the same way about that, Chris. Like but I don't think they're gonna let him come back next year, unfortunately. Because he kind of like played the Cowboys. So the Cowboys did everything for him. They were there for him, and he just seemed like he just squandered it. It said at least 60% of the people at the stadium Cowboys were, well, yeah, I heard that same thing. Can we get someone else to announce our games with Aikman? I'm so sick of. I feel you. Aikman, for him to be he really has a lot of negative stuff to say. And then he texts Dak about, first of all, you criticized him, and then you went back and said, hey, he's gonna win a lot of playoff games. Stop smoking that stuff, man. Oh, thanks, Joey. Appreciate it, man. Got it from where did I get it from? Kohl's. Kohl's had a sale, so I got a bunch of like character tees and stuff like that. And I really like the Pac-Man one. It's nice. I lost a little weight, so it actually fits much better now. David Irvin taking the walk along with Terrence Williams. Yeah. I mean, I actually like Terrence Williams. And this is the thing, the team really likes Terrence Williams. Don't be surprised if they give him a low ball deal and let him come back. They'll eat with David Irvin. It was a lost cause. He is mentally checked out. Peace to my dude. Yeah, I agree, Ronald. He's definitely checked out. And the Cowboys will check out for him, too. Dak will feast on the Rams. Dak over 300 yards, 5 touchdowns. Woo, wow. Cooper will run a wild 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rico can have a big. If all that happens, Kenneth, if all that happens, that's going to be a blowout, bro. Blow the hell out. I know there's guys like David Irvin, but one thing I like about Jerry Jones is that he's not afraid to take risks and give guys second chance. Yeah, and this is why the players love Jerry Jones. This is why they look at him as like a second father. You heard what Jalen Smith said, the best owner in the world. These players love their owner. That's what it is. Yeah, this D will run through that line. They got to go to work early in the morning. Peace, brother. Yeah, I got to get up too. So I love talking to you guys though, and I got to get up early too, and I'm definitely gonna be regretting it. I had a late stream today, guys, because I had Rams talk on. He actually lives in Santa Monica, California, and I'm on the East Coast, and he's on the West Coast, and they're 3 hours behind. So, what's late for me is okay for him. Unfortunately, yeah, I hear you. I love the way he blocked though. I really did. And he was clutch when it came to when we needed some deep passes. He was right there. Jerry already got the Super Bowl party yacht. I'm telling you, oh my God, that super yacht as long as the football field. Let me tell you something. I need to rub some shoulders with some of these big wigs because I'm trying to like get up on like some of these. I ain't never been on a yacht before. That'd be awesome. Oh, that party would be amazing. Oh, I'm glad you said that. So, I'm rooting for the my last thought for the night. Then I'm gonna end the stream. Oh, you believe it's gonna be 31-28? I think it's gonna be a little bit lower than that. But yeah, I can see that. I'm rooting for the Eagles. Oh, did I just say that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be rooting for the Eagles. I'm gonna be rooting for the Eagles again this week because I want that NFC Championship game at home. And I know Shannon Gross for the Dallas Cowboys said that that he doesn't want that. He'll rather us lose than have that game because he doesn't want the Eagles to mess around and beat us at home and then they go to the Super Bowl and we're sitting there at our home because they want no. See, that's negativity. I don't think like that. I think that we win this game, the Eagles win this game. You done got the Rams out the way. You done got the Saints out the way. You got the higher seeds out of the way. The lower seeds, meaning like first, second. And now it's just you and the Eagles fighting for it. You'd rather play the Eagles because you know them. They're your division. You already beat them twice. You can do it again. So that's how I look at it. That going to get paid. Cooper with Tank, Byron get paid. Yeah, all of them getting paid. Yeah, I'm okay, Benjamin. I just, I was talking about like rooting for the Eagles, and it just made me throw up. You can't root for shit to win. I hear you, Ken. And it's funny because when you start rooting for other teams to try to do things for you, it's like they're always going to let you down. But hey, the Eagles did win last week, and even though they struggled in that game with the Bears, but because the Bears have a great defense. Remember though, and this is what I meant to say. I'm glad I thought about that. Yeah, it will become the NFC East Championship. It will. The funny thing is this. Remember the Bears when they played the Rams early in the year. I think they held them to 6 points. Our defense is very similar to the Bears defense. And if we take a book, and I'm pretty sure the Cowboys went back and watched that Bears game. We take a recipe out of that book. I'm telling you, we can stop this Rams offense. We just got to contain those receivers that they got over there. And, of course, Gurley. Oh, and don't forget about C.J. Anderson, that bowling ball. Oh, yeah, they're going to be banged up. They're already banged up right now. So, I mean, they really going to be banged up after playing the Saints. I don't know. It's going to be not a miracle, but it's going to be they got a lot to beat the Saints, because if they beat the Saints, that means they for real, because you went down to Mercedes-Benz Dome. That's huge. That's huge. Dak fears no team. The legend of Dak begins. Dak will beat Golf Breeze Super Bowl. Well, I'm out. Take care of you too. Love what you're doing with your streams. I appreciate it, Chris. Always keeping it real, bro. You know how I do. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, y'all, because I gotta get to bed. Gotta get up and go to work tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. The game is Saturday. I need all of y'all to get pumped about this, get hyped, get ready for this game on Saturday night. Cowboys taking on those LA Rams at the LA Coliseum, 7:30 Eastern time. And SoCal, babe. So those of you that are going to the game, those of you going to the game, God bless you guys. Yo, for me, for the Cowboys fan base, be loud, be energetic, and don't let no Rams fans tell you, don't take no mess from no Rams fan. I don't have any ill will towards the Rams or their fans. I don't have any beef with them. I respect them as a team, but we're going to win on Saturday. So I'll do my game predictions and everything on my matchup video that I do Saturday before the game. I appreciate it. I will always keep doing me. I appreciate that. Don't think the Eagles will win. The Eagles first time. Yeah, they did get their ass whooped by the Saints the first time. I remember that game, but they got beat like we got beat by the Colts. But I'm pretty sure they're going to go in that game looking like, look, we got to find a different philosophy. It's just like, just imagine if we had to play the Colts in the Super Bowl, it's going to be the same thing. Like, you're going to have to go out there. You're going to have to do something different. But thanks again to all of you guys. I appreciate all you guys coming in here, on such a late night. I'm sorry it was late night, but like I said, I was talking to the Cali guy, and he's 3 hours behind, so I had to, adjust my schedule for him. You too, Stephen Mack. Have a great weekend. But you're going to hear from me on the weekend. You're going to hear from me before the game. You're going to hear from me after the game. Those of you that are watching, that will be watching Mark's live stream, will be there watching the game. So go Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys for life. Quest for 6, baby. Quest for a new offensive court. I hear you. But all right, with that being said, y'all, it's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. I will chat with y'all on my next video. Y'all have a great night and have a great Friday tomorrow. Peace.